Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I recorded this footage without realising we had no sound, so I'm just going to voice over this little section. Basically, I bought this heat pump online. It was listed as a non-runner. The guy took pictures of the insides and I could clearly see a blown capacitor on it. So I thought that was a fairly good chance of being able to fix that. So next bit is there'll just be a time lapse with some background music until I sort of realise the sound's not there. Control board looks fine. So obviously we just got the damaged capacitor. See, this has got really hot and quite messy in there from that. So I'll get one of these ordered. And then we'll come back to it. Okay, I've been recording, but without any sound because I'm an oaf and can't work a camera. But the issue was that the cables on here, the colours don't correspond with what's in the wiring diagram. So either this is a different compressor than was here originally. So I've whipped the lid off the compressor and now I can see where things should go. So, I don't know if you can see that very well. So we've got red is my common. I'm assuming that's common. I don't know for certain. Blue is run, and black is start. So if I look, refer back to the manual. And see compressor run is supposedly white, but it's not. It is blue. So our blue wire needs to go with the neutral on the capacitor. And my compressor start, which is black, going on the other side of the capacitor. So on the old one, I'm not 100% sure if there were 2 wires on that. Well, there's 2 remaining connectors. But someone has been rewired, someone has been messing with this previously, as you can tell by that. Okay, so I've been on the computer, and this was not making no sense to me whatsoever. So none of the wiring sort of corresponded to this manual, and this is the manual that the guy gave me for it, so it sort of looks exactly the same. So this is a Dura Plus 10, allegedly. So, but earlier I said how the colours of the compressor motor did not correspond with what I had. So went online and found this wiring diagram. This all corresponds to what I have. So I've wired it to this drawing. So now it actually makes sense to me. So cleaned everything up down there that I can. That dielectric really what made a mess in here. It's very sticky. That's all gone now. So everything, the only thing that isn't showing on that diagram is this little contactor here. But everything else makes sense. So I think the next stage now is I'm going to get some water and run it through the this heat exchanger. I'll just add that as I've rewired it to that drawing, it's definitely not how it was wired previously. So that may be because whoever has been messing previously has been trying to follow that drawing, which makes no sense. So I'll get all this screwed back together now. Right, that's about as much as I can do for today. So the only thing I need to do now is get a water pump sorted and just some pipe fittings. Then I'll hook it up to power and then we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful, now that I've rewired it to how the drawing is, that this is going to work without any problems. Because I know I've said before, but they definitely had problems previously with this, but I don't think it was wired right. So we'll see anyway. Right, I've just rigged up my test rig for this, and I've powered it on. I've not run water through it yet. So, well, first thing, it didn't go bang, so that is a very good sign. So here's my pump, just bucket water. It's just going to chuck water around. I've tested that. It leaks a little bit, but it works. So that's the temperature of the water. Now I know the water has to be running for a bit. Right, still waiting for this to kick in. Aha, we have liftoff. Fans running. Nothing went bang again, which is also an awesome sign. So I've just set that water to heat to 16 degrees. So let's see what happens. It's looking quite promising. Well, the air coming through this fan is a lot colder than the ambient air. Just heard the compressor kick in then. You heard that click from the compactor. Sounded like a little spark coming from somewhere, but I didn't see anything. So this part of it just sounds like a normal fridge. So we've gone up 12 degrees. Now, if I stop the water flow, so it knows the water stopped flowing. So this was me shutting down. Shutdown complete. So back on again. Okay, let's kick back into action. So the fan's running. Don't think the compressor is fired up yet. But the air coming from that fan is actually quite cold. Ah, that was it. Kicked in. See if the temperature's risen a little bit. So 12.5 degrees. So I'll wait for that to go to 13 degrees and then I'm going to call it a success. So now that I know it pretty much works, I'll put the time into cleaning the plastic up on it, get rid of the algae on the bottom there, straighten these fins out as best I can. So really happy with this now. So I paid £80 for this air pump in its former state, and I think I paid about £12 for the capacitor. So a heat pump with a 10 kilowatt heating capacity, these things, they retail for over £2,000. So I've had an absolute steal with this. So date on the board's 2015. The guy that I had it from said he got it in 2019, new. So he used it to heat a koi pond. I won't be using it for koi. I'll be using it for one of my other projects that I've got sort of on the go. Right, just plugged in the power meter. Let's turn it back on. Fans running, 153 watts. So we'll just wait for this compressor to kick on. I've only got it plugged in temporarily. Draws about 10 amps theoretically. So you can hear click. So 1.7. Climbing. Okay, looks like it's hovering about 1.8 kilowatts. And our water temperature is 18.5 degrees. And you can feel, yeah, definitely, you can definitely feel it. So if I hook up the temperature, no, not turn it off accidentally. We get it 28 degrees. See, compressor's kicked off because I turned it off accidentally. So I did clean up as best I can. Looks like it's UV damage. So I made a start on it. Still got more to do. I'll take that fan cover off and get on the inside. I have to say, quite surprised how quickly this water is heated up.